Attention hits harder than Fent, and people's quest for that high leads them down dark paths. And today I want to share with you someone that I've followed for a little while now to see if they would ever finally have like a come to Jesus moment and realize how cringe what they're doing is. But it's coming up on a full year of daily degeneracy here.
Today is day 361 of trying to make a phone call with KSI. In this series I'm posting a video every day doing a KSI tattoo until he calls me. On the 361st day I continued doing tattoos on my leg. He's not gonna pay you, bro. Guys, why do you think I'm doing this? Why do you think I'm doing this for money? Do you think I had to do this for money? No, I'm spending money doing tattoos. Why do you guys think I'm doing this for money?
He's right, he's doing it for something far less reasonable than money. Nothing. He's doing it for actually nothing. Is what he's doing it for. So it's been about a year, and the YouTube rewind for this guy's life has been exclusively KSI tattoos on his body and Instagram reels about it, really. He has almost 400 tattoos of KSI's name, as well as things related to KSI tattooed on himself, from his belly to his legs to his face, and he plans on getting even more, all with the sole goal of trying to get KSI's attention so that maybe he'll finally just say, okay, enough is enough, Buster. We'll talk on the phone real quick. I got like 5 minutes while I'm taking a shit. I'll hear you out. That's the entire plan here. I think it's a dog shit idea, because why would anybody want to communicate with someone that is obsessively tattooing their name on their body? Like trying to hold their body ransom to get to you? This dude has turned his whole body into a gas station public bathroom stall door. Looking like Jared Leto's the Joker out here with the ha-ha-ha's, except with KSI's name instead. And what's crazy is, KSI actually did reach out. He sent him messages. But that wasn't good enough to satiate this guy's gluttony. He is demanding it be a phone call. Messages will not suffice.
KSI messaged me telling me to stop doing tattoos of his name, and yes, I have almost 400 tattoos of his name. The thing is that I don't really think he doesn't want me to stop. I think he just wants some promo, because I'm doing tattoos of his name. I'm not actually giving him any type of value. So at day 365 I'm gonna tattoo a prime bottle on my face. For those who are wondering, no, I'm not gonna stop. I will only stop doing tattoos of his name when he calls me. Not a message, a phone call.
You're proving you're delusional. You're outright rejecting him reaching out with an olive branch, and you still expect him to want to call you. Even if he did eventually relent and give you that phone call, it's going to be one out of pity. It's not a phone call that's going to change your life, man. I don't know what he expects to happen on that phone call. If you want something that's going to change your life, start showering with Cheeky soap. It's the best soap in the universe. We made it. It is the best, most moisturizing soap you'll ever use. So go to usecheeky.com right now to get some soap. And maybe if you just abandoned this challenge here and started doing, showering with Cheeky daily until I'm cleansed of all of this clout chasing behavior, you'd find yourself in a much better position.
Today is day 350 of trying to make a phone call with KSI, and today I'm gonna do a tattoo on my hands inside McDonald's. In this series I'm posting a video every day doing a KSI tattoo until he calls me. On the 350th day I decided to do a KSI tattoo on my hand inside McDonald's.
It's not even entertaining, it's just sad and pathetic. He's been doing this for a year and almost no one is watching. The only people watching are the people that are insulting him. Like, if you read his comments, there's no one encouraging it. They're people just trying to finally get through, like shake some sense into him that this is a waste of his life to keep doing this, all with the hope of having a quick, brief phone call with KSI. And from what I can tell, he's not faking these tattoos. These seem to be permanent tattoos. Of course, you can always get them laser removed later, but it's expensive, it's painful, and it's not exactly something you plan on doing when you get a tattoo, right? So it's still just super fucking stupid. This is just a brain-dead idea. It's not even content that would be, like, exciting for KSI to see, or anybody, for that matter. If he was tattooing anyone's name on there, no matter who it is, I imagine they would be creeped out by this guy and would want nothing to do with them, aside from maybe sending that message saying, can you stop? Like, that's probably as far as this would ever go with anybody, not just KSI. It's just weird. It's cringe.
You guys think I'm gonna eat something? No, I'm gonna sit down. I'm not gonna eat anything. Please, McDonald's, don't sue me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous, but let's go. Let's do this. I'm shaking, guys. I'm gonna tattoo with these hands. I'm not used to, you know. This line right here is hurting as fuck. First letter is done, let's be fast. People are looking like I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a bit crazy, I don't know. I can feel my hand. Ah, shit. Last line, guys. Fuck, it's done. Let's leave. They're gonna kick me out, but I'm just gonna leave. But yeah, I did it, guys. I did it. Remember, in 15 days, I'm gonna do a prime bottle on my face, guys. Remember, in 15 days, day 365. Now, I gotta leave. Okay, time to go.
The adrenaline was really pumping on that one. People in McDonald's were looking at him. He could have been kicked out and thrown in the slammer any minute. Except, if you look at the video before he goes in, it looked completely closed. It looks like it was not even open for business at these hours, and he was most likely pretending that there were people watching him just to add some excitement, some anxiety to the video. Oh, the stakes were very high for this KSI hand tattoo, no doubt. And someone called him out in the comments, so then he started arguing. That's another thing. The people that leave comments are usually shooting spitballs at him, but he's right there with his mouth open to catch every single spitball shot at him. He is in the trenches fighting in the comments in so many of these videos, and it's become like a focal point of the content itself now, where he reads hate comments.
Today is day 359 of trying to make a phone call with KSI. In this series, I'm posting a video every day doing a KSI tattoo until he calls me. Oh, Morocco! On the 359th day, I continued doing tattoos on my leg. You say, maybe you guys do this because you want attention, but aren't you trying to get attention from KSI with this ridiculous shit you've been doing? Yes and no. First of all, yes, you guys want attention, because if you didn't, instead of going to my comments, you would message me and say, oh, you need something, on you're okay, or even if you wanna hate, you would hate offline on the DMs, not online. And if you go comment in someone's video, it means that you guys want attention. And no, I don't want attention from KSI, I just want a phone call with him. I did not tell you why I wanted that. You don't know the reason, so you can't say I want attention from him, because you don't know why I'm doing this. So yeah, bro, you just don't know, man. And this was the final result.
You remember how I said the tattoos look like they're real? Well, I've got a big plot twist for you, because I have a hunch that they're not real. I think he's actually faking it. That clip I showed you of him doing the tattooing at McDonald's, that was on day 350. This is apparently day 359. And as you see in this frame here, you can see that hand that he supposedly tattooed KSI's name on, and interestingly enough, that name is absent. And in the video, you can't actually see him take the needle to the skin. He cuts around it and then just shows you that it's there. It seems like he faked it. Now, did he fake all of the tattoos? I couldn't tell you, but if his timeline is to be believed, or unless he's lying about the timeline, then there is no reason why he shouldn't have KSI's name on that hand that you see right there. In fact, if you look at any of his posts after the McDonald's hand tattoo, you won't find KSI on his hand in any of them. Like, this image here is a screenshot from his most recent post today, as well as even some of the thumbnails he's showing you his hand, and it is still not there. You can clearly see it's not there. He's not even trying to hide it. He's not being shy about it. In so many of the videos, you can just fully see his right hand that is supposed to have the KSI hand tattoo on it. Well, you can really see both hands, too, in case you want to try and make an argument. Maybe it was some kind of optical illusion, or he switched his hands or something like a magician. He does not have the hand tattoo after that McDonald's video from any of the ones I've seen. So I think he is completely schmeckeldorfing everyone here. I don't think it's even real, which I think is even more pathetic, to be faking this for KSI's attention. Not even going to bother trying to tackle that incredible galaxy brain logic of the commenters are the ones actually looking for attention. But I would like to just play you day one of when he started this challenge. The whole reason he started it, in his own words, was for attention from KSI. But I think his brain has really been poisoned along this journey, and he's forgotten the whole reason he did this. He forgot what he's even fighting for. Because it literally, in his own words, is KSI's attention, even though here he's denying that's the case.
I'm gonna do a KSI tattoo every day until he calls me. This has been a dream of mine for, I don't know, almost a decade. I'm a big fan of him, and I was thinking, like, how can I make a phone call of him? How can I, like, meet him? How can I make this dream come true, you know? And I thought, like, the only way I can do this is to get his attention. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a KSI tattoo every day until he calls me.
So while the ultimate goal is that phone call, he is openly saying he's doing all of this degeneracy to get KSI's attention. He is still doing all of this for attention because he is extremely desperate to get KSI's ear for a moment on the phone. So he is literally doing it for attention. I don't know why he's trying to pretend like that's not the whole plan at the moment. He's been in the trenches so long, I bet he doesn't even remember what he wanted to talk about with KSI in the first place. He's probably totally forgotten the conversation he even wanted to convey. If KSI recalls him, it'd probably sound like talking to Boomhauer. He'd be on the other end like Scatmanning or something. Like, I don't even think he knows anymore what he wants to talk with KSI about.
My videos are getting ratioed. I'm getting videos with 7,000 likes and then top comments with 25,000 likes. And it's like it's a 8 comment and you guys are like, I don't know. I just want to say that I don't really care. And at the same time, like, you guys can do whatever you want to do. If you want to comment, you do whatever you want. If you want to hate, you can hate. I just don't understand why so much criticism, because I'm literally I'm not harming no one. I'm doing tattoos on my body. It's my choice. I can do whatever I want. So yeah, I just want to say that I don't really care. And also, like, if the videos get to day 200, I'm gonna like read comments on day 200 until day, I don't know, maybe 250, 300. I'm not sure. I just know that I'm gonna be reading comments, so you guys can comment. And yeah, I just want to say 8 comments. I don't really care.
Nothing says not really caring quite like making a whole video where you repeat that line 3 times to try and hypnotize yourself into thinking you believe it. Now, that video he's referencing, the one with 7k likes and the hate comment with 25k likes, I didn't even find that one because the majority of the videos throughout this entire year have like 40 likes and maybe like 6 comments. 6 comments without him commenting in an argument, which makes it go longer. So sometimes it'll be like 40 likes and 20 comments because then it's like an argument between him and somebody else there fighting in the, the fucking Thunderdome. But the vast majority, from every single video pretty much that I've seen, they hover around like 40 to 60 likes. So that must have been like when KSI was alerted to this unhinged challenge, and KSI's community might have gone over there and started like insulting him and like a big day of engagement. That is not the norm. There is pretty much nobody that is following his challenge or rooting for him or anything like that. It is just sad. And I'm sorry to come in here with the cold water. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He seems like someone who has just been so convinced that attention from a internet celebrity is going to change the whole trajectory of his life, so he's pursuing it by any means necessary. And it's not. Even if that phone call happens, there is very little that can come from it that's going to be a benefit to you. And you didn't get much from this whole challenge either. It's not like he was able to make a career out of doing this either. So it really has been worthless, and it's definitely just time to just fucking stop. Pump the brakes on it. And I think it should serve as an example for this desperation, this clawing for attention, and how unhealthy it is. It's just not good. Like, I don't hate this guy. I don't think he's like a bad guy from what I've seen here. He's confused, and I feel sorry for him. I really do. But it's got to stop here. He's about to do more face tattoos. He's planning like live streams, and it's pitiful. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I've been loosely following it here and there throughout the year, hoping at some point he would realize how fruitless it is and just stop. That's really about it. So yeah. Anti-aging guru Brian Johnson injected his face with fat and it went wrong. Now he's got handsome Squidward build. I'd been following Brian Johnson for a bit. Hadn't seen anything new from him for like the last month or so. No, I guess it is real. Holy. Wow. That actually looks like when I make goof juice in my Dark Souls playthroughs. He injected his face with fat-derived extracellular matrix. Selfies uploaded this week to his Instagram show his face progressively getting puffier and puffier, resulting in a bizarre and swollen visage straight out of the 2024 horror sci-fi flick The Substance. My biomarkers were improving, but I looked gaunt. People thought I was on the brink of death. That doesn't bode well for the anti-aging protocol and the 600 pills that he takes every 4 hours. But after starting what he called Project Babyface, which involved injecting donor fat, his face began to blow up, and then it got worse and worse until I couldn't even see. It was a severe allergic reaction. In another recent bid to turn back the clock on his body, Johnson underwent a procedure called total plasma exchange. Oh yeah, I remember that. In an alleged attempt to remove all unnatural pollutants from his blood. Some of you have probably seen his work before without realizing who he is. He's the guy who had his son donating his blood and plasma to him so he'd have younger blood and plasma, and then he was donating his blood and plasma to his dad. So he had like this human centipede of blood and plasma from his family tree. His whole thing is like he's spending millions of dollars a year to try and figure out how to de-age. And I've said from the beginning, it's weird, he's wacky, he's creepy, he looks vampiric, but if he actually has any kind of scientific breakthroughs, that's just good for the world. And he's openly publishing all of his findings, so kind of a W. Tough L on this one here, though, with Project Babyface, unfortunately. Got him out of the Oblivion character creator, but I'm sure he'll keep trying. He's just beta testing for the whole world. He's just like a guinea pig for all of it. Click the link that says uploaded this week to see the unfiltered. Oh, okay. Was that edited? Let's see. Oh, wow. So it's not as red. Why even put the filter on there? It's still the same, but at least it's not as red. I don't see the point of the filter. But man, that facial structure. Actual handsome Squidward. He did it. Has anything new even been found through his experiments? Now, I haven't seen any evidence to suggest that his experiments have led to some kind of scientific revolution. You know, he hasn't fucking discovered cold fusion here by injecting eucalyptus oil into each butt cheek every morning or anything. There have been some interesting findings that he has published. All of this is for free, by the way, which is why I think what he's doing is actually pretty cool. He's going through so much experimentation, trying so many different things, and publishing all of the results, like, openly available to anyone who wants to see them. And sometimes, some of his experiments are really wacky, such as this one, where he's de-aging his penis, talking about how he has the erection of an 18-year-old. That's pretty odd. That elicits a fart from me, for sure. Actually, even a double. And you know, that was so good, I think I'll have it a third time. Man, my ass is talking some serious shit right now. Point is, I don't know if he's actually had any, like, crazy breakthroughs with this, but it is still interesting nonetheless. But yeah, that video where he's looking for the fountain of youth for his wiener, definitely on the weirder side of things for sure. But just, let's picture that for a moment. Let's say he's like completely successful, but only with that, he finds the perfect formula to lock your cock in stasis as like a 20-year-old's member. But everything else doesn't work, so Brian Johnson ends up like 90 years old, he's like rotting away, decaying, his skin's all wrinkly and shit, but he's got a pristine dick. Like, he's got the fucking optimal hog. Who's allowing this to happen? Are there no laws to prevent these experiments? What would the law be? I mean, he's willing to, I think he should be well within his rights to do whatever he wants to himself in his own home. The man is like, he's worth like $600 million. He sold like a tech company, and he's dedicated his life to just researching how to make yourself de-age and be healthier. He's not using unethical experiments on anyone. The only two people I know of that he's ever even done experiments on are his son and his dad, both of which wanted to participate in the experiments. Look at a photo of him from 2015. He looks unrecognizable. I can't remember what he looked like in 2015, but he did have like a substantial change doing this. Yeah, it is like a totally different person. Actually looks like some kind of Detroit Become Human thing. He should really go back to the beard. The beard actually just made him look younger. Probably can't grow one now. No, I'm sure he can. I don't think he like fried his hair follicles or anything with his like daily red light therapy or anything. He aged too far back, he can't. He's biologically a 6-year-old. His facial hair can't come in now. I mean, I guess you could argue he does because his skin looks so much smoother, but he looks more plastic. I wouldn't necessarily say he looks that much younger, but he looks much more plastic. Personally, I think it looks not bad. I don't think he looks terrible or anything. This was a disaster. Looks like it healed though, so didn't really lose anything from it. That's good. That wasn't permanent. But like, I don't think he's in bad shape or anything. Like, he's actually really fit. Here, hold on. He's got the weirdest workout routine though. He is in good shape. He's like almost 50. He's fit. He looks synthetic. And these are his pills that he takes every day. Man has like 60 pills for breakfast and another 60 pills before bed. And bedtime, I think, is 8 p.m. Just to set the record straight, it's 105 pills that he takes every day. And it's broken up into 2 separate parts. And he also stops eating at, I think it was 11. I'm already forgetting because it was just so much information at once. But I'm pretty sure it's 11. And he spends like most of his time in a fasted state. And then his bedtime, he takes sleep super seriously, which makes a lot of sense. There is so much research and evidence to suggest that sleep is like one of the most important things you can do, but it's also the most cringe thing you can do. I hate sleep. I think if we could just find a way to conquer sleep, we would then go out and conquer the stars. If we just had those like 8-9 hours a day that we spend offline, holy shit, the amount of things we could accomplish. That is the holy grail of science, I think, is finding a way for us to not need to sleep. But since we don't live in that fucking fantasy, it's not Warhammer 40k, sleep is very important, and he talks a lot at length about that. In fact, in that video with Will, he says, like, if there's one thing that you take away from all this, even if you don't like everything else, the one thing you should take away is that sleep is important. Like, very, 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 very important. And it is. You should buy one of his true age tests to see how old your body is at the cellular level. How much are they? That's actually not a bad idea. We should do that. We should do that at the warehouse. See who is cellularly the youngest out of our group. So the decode your DNA. This one, right? It's this one, I'm pretty sure. The True Diagnostic. Epigenic Company, decode your DNA. That actually could be fun. I'm gonna send this to my friends. Hey guys, want to test our DNA? We've already done that. Well, kind of. We tested our testosterone, and we're doing a fertility test pretty soon. See who's got the most potent seed. Let chat do a guess poll on who has the most for potency. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we could do that. Once we get the kits, though. I'll wait till we get the kits, then we can do a little chat poll. I've just got a sneaking suspicion, though, when we do the fertility test, one of us is going to be sterile, and it's going to be devastating. It's going to make the video so much more uncomfortable. I just have a feeling. Just a hunch. It'll probably be me, too, because growing up, I used to just play City of Heroes on my laptop. Well, it was my parents' laptop. And I just set it on my lap for fucking hours in front of the TV, just letting that fry my sack. I probably burnt all of that to a crisp. I am so tired of being told that I'm wrong about something that I know I'm right about. The existence of pay pigs. This isn't some Santa Claus situation. This isn't some made-up fairy tale. It's a very real phenomenon that for some people, they can't accept as the truth. So they try and attack me and tell me that I'm incorrect, and I've bought into propaganda and there's no such thing as a pay pig. It's like a unicorn. It doesn't exist. You're wrong, it's real, and I've studied them. While you were still begging your mom for SpaghettiOs for dinner, I was in the battleground researching pay pigs. For those that aren't aware, and I'm sure a lot of you were scratching your head wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, sounding like a raving lunatic, pay pigs, or findom as it's often called, is this kink where random dudes will send a DM to a lady on Twitter, or anyone with a female's profile pic on Twitter, and ask to just send them money. That's it. No strings attached. They will just randomly contact women on Twitter to just ask to send them money. They'll send $100, $200. I've even seen it go all the way up to like $1,000 or $2,000 just because they like to send money to a pretty girl. That's their kink. They don't expect a conversation. They don't expect anything in return. Sometimes they also have a humiliation fetish, so they ask to be insulted by them or publicly shamed. So for a lot of findom on Twitter, you'll see them post receipts from their pay piggies, insulting them and asking their followers to shame them as well because it's what the pay pig wants. It's a fucking fascinating rabbit hole that people don't believe exists. And it does extend past just Twitter, but this is where it's most popular. There are examples of pay pigs in the real world where they like to be financially dominated by a woman, so they'll ask a woman if they can give her money. If they say yes, then they'll make like a monthly schedule on how much money to give them, and then they ask in return to be like stepped on or insulted for it. So it's big on Twitter, but it does happen in the real world too. And last night I was mentioning this on stream because someone in chat had brought it up, and people again hit me with like a flood of question marks like, Charlie, this is bullshit, it's not real. So then I had to show them the proof. I had to show them some evidence and make believers out of all of them. And I figured, you know what? Let's just do it for all of you, because I know there's a large number of people in this world that like to turn a blind eye to pay pigs, and you know what, it's time I drag you kicking and screaming into the light. So let's just do a whole little video showing pay pigs and confirming that, yes, this is a real thing. I don't really care, it doesn't hurt me. I think it's a little sad to just be giving half of your paycheck every month to someone that insults you for it. But again, it's their kink. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. I just find it interesting. What's the difference between a beta male and a pay pig? That's not as philosophical as you think it is. There's a very obvious difference. If you're just some, like, sad, lonely guy, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have this compulsive desire to spend all of your money on strangers who don't like you. The whole point of a pay pig is they are paying money to get insulted or ignored. Very different. Those are so different, so different. Do you guys not know pay pigs? Like this classic definition of a pay pig? A pay pig is that group of guys. They go on Twitter, and if they see a girl, or at least a profile picture of a girl, they send a DM and just ask if they can send her money. No strings attached. Nothing. They just send her money for the sake of her existing as a girl. Sometimes they'll ask to be insulted. Other times they just do it because they want to give a girl money. So white knights but useful. All of these words are being bastardized, and it hurts my feelings. They're not white knights. They're not defending the ladies. They're actually just sending money to complete strangers unprovoked, expecting nothing in return. They just want to give hundreds of dollars to girls they think are pretty on Twitter. Those are pay pigs. They don't do anything beyond that, besides ask to be insulted sometimes. Some of them have a humiliation kink, so they ask to be insulted. Dude, no way, that's bull. I'm so tired of this. I am a fucking epidemiologist of this kind of degenerate behavior. It is not. It's called pay pigs. Oh, actually, it's dangerous to search. Hold on. Oh, actually, look at this. When you just type in pay pig, I am the first goddamn result. I am on the forefront of pay pigs. I find it to be beyond fascinating. I will openly say there are some pay piggy relationships that go beyond just anonymously giving money to a girl on Twitter. Sometimes they actually meet up and exchange money at the ATM, for example. Let's see. Pay pig ATM exchange. This is also very dangerous, so hold on. In fact, I think we've even seen this video.
Guys with me, and please ignore my nails.
Oh, that's another term for it. Findom. Financial domination is what it stands for.
And you're gonna get on your knees and you're gonna hand me the money, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's like the executioner, but for his own ATM. Or for his own bank account.
160.
Should have asked for more. You could absolutely haggle for more.
Next Friday?
Is that payday?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Nice. We all get excited for next Friday's payday. That's a fucking Best Buy shirt. You bet your sweet ass it is. And you know what? He's making a good purchase here. Not really a purchase. I guess he's purchasing her
Are you
time.
nervous?
A little bit.
Because she's standing near him.
You should be. Yeah, you did. On your knees.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss my feet.
Yes?
Say Goddess Via owns me.
Got it to be at own.
Okay, that's enough. Hand it to me.
Can I get dessert now?
Fine.
Can I suck
Took
your toe?
card.
Lick the bottom of your
No,
foot?
Have more for me Friday, okay?
Yes, goddess.
I will see you then. One more.
Nice and
Take
clean.
off your shoe.
Fine. No, not my sock. Okay, that's enough. Put it back on. Fix it.
He absolutely ejaculated there when he got the shoe off.
Okay, good.
Do you want to step on it?
Get down.
Oh, good. Into some used fucking cigarettes and spoons.
Okay, goodbye.
See? Pay pigs. It's a real thing. I don't know why people always say that I'm wrong or that it's not real or I'm making it up. It's a very real thing. Again, a word you might be more familiar with if you prefer the more modern classical take instead of like the postmodern gothic terminology. It's referred to as findom. It has many names. This beast goes by, you know, it has many faces. I don't think I've seen this one. What do we have here? Pay pig simp mistress findom.
What do we have here? What do we have here?
Reverse trick-or-treating. Thank you for stopping by. No more of this? No. I'm giving you your medicine right now. You said that it's not real and it doesn't exist, and now I'm giving you the truth. If you can't handle it, well, that's on you for being weak. You will look this monster in the eye, and you'll accept it. It'll make you stronger. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not hurting me. It's just sad. I don't know. To be fair, probably most of them are fake. I knew that was coming. I knew that cope was coming out. I knew it. So one big thing for Femdom, I thought it was Findom, financial domination. I don't think it's Femdom. I think she used the wrong terminology here. Another big thing is they post the receipts on Twitter because they like to financially humiliate the men. So one of the big trends with pay pigs is they like the receipts being posted and made fun of like online, whether it's a video, whether it's a Twitter, whatever. That's a big trend with it. It's not fake, as much as you want it to be. I mean, Godspeed if they like it. Hey, again, it's not hurting me. This shit doesn't make any problems for me. I just find it to be beyond fascinating and sad. Like, I don't know why you'd just be giving money to be insulted like that and stepped on. It's just, I don't know why you're paying to be bullied. A humiliation fetish I can almost wrap my head around, but this goes beyond it. It's just you're getting bullied and you're paying for it. Like, if you like getting bullied, why not just get bullied for free? Just go on Twitter and give a shit take. Or just post a picture of yourself. Someone's always gonna bully you.
Come on.
Wait, did you just keep some of the money for yourself?
Count it out.
I saw you sneak that in your pocket.
What do you say?
Shit.
Good boy.
Yes, thank you so much. That felt good. I've come. Yum, yum, yum. I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but sometimes during a rainy day, I'll just stare out of my window, noticing each raindrop as it crashes towards the earth. No purpose, no meaning, just because it has to. There's a greater force acting on it. Force is gravity. And that's when I'll start to realize we're all just bone and flesh, not all too different from the raindrops, bound by gravity. But while our bodies may be physically locked down by gravity, our thoughts are free. And with these free thoughts, I think to myself, damn, I really want some girls to spit on me.
Hi, you little fucking loser.
Hey there.
Look at him. So pathetic. What a little piece of shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive intro, just immediately into the bullying, making it feel like high school again. I'm guessing this is a humiliation fetish with also a spitting fetish, though you can't really have one without the other. They're just pretty much synonymous. Like, you're not getting spit on without getting bullied. There's no such thing as politely being spit on. So, I mean, it's like the chicken and the egg. What came first, you know? But here it doesn't matter what came first, the insult or the spit. Still gonna be the same product. Fetishes are a pretty wild thing. I think the wildest one to me is still pay pigs, which is where girls just say, hey, you fucking loser, give me your money. And then guys will jerk off and give money, even though they're not doing anything sexual. Pay pigging is a really interesting fetish, but this spitting one, someone sent me the video and said I might like it. I don't know if they were insulting me or genuinely thought this was one of my fetishes, but they weren't wrong. I ended up liking this video quite a bit.
Oh, we should totally spit on him.
Does he deserve our spit?
He doesn't even deserve our spit, but I would enjoy it.
I think what really sets this spitting video apart from all the other great ones, you know, the classics, I think it's the angle. They have a phone set up in a glass container that's placed in this box, so it makes it look like I'm a baby that was dropped off on the doorstep of an orphanage because I wasn't wanted, but now even the people that run the orphanage don't want me, so they're just looking down on me and spitting on me, just ruining my box crib with spit.
Oh god.
You want some of those?
Go ahead. Do it. Oh, you poor thing.
It's like bird shit on a windshield. And also, the spit looks like No Face from Spirited Away. Ah, yes, wonderful. Treating me like an old spittoon. Splendid.
Oh, I bet you love it, don't you? You gross, gross person.
You pathetic little scumbag. Ew.
Whoa, 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 gross person. What the fuck is that about? I'm not a gross person. You're a gross person. You're out here fucking spitting and shitting. I'm civilized. I'm just jerking off to it.
Oh, yeah, do you like this?
No,
I bet he does.
I do not.
Cause you're a dirty loser.
There's no need to get personal.
Oh.
Are you jerking off your little tiny penis?
Tiny penis? No, I have big wiener. It's a big wiener.
Fuck, look at us.
Spitting on it.
That's
I'm not even turned on.
disgusting.
Yeah, you're like this big.
He's really
The video continues, but it's more just spitting and insulting, so I wanted to go to the comments to see how all of my friends here were enjoying the video. This is the top comment, spit in my mouth, ladies, as you would expect on something like this, but they get even wilder. I like it. Pretty glowing review here, 2 thumbs way up from New York Times on this one. Double the pleasure spit. Do it! I don't know what that means. What the fuck? How do you double the pleasure spit? Making it sound like a video game duplication glitch. There already is 2 women spitting, so it kind of already is double the spit, right? Or is pleasure spit a different brand of spit? I'm not really sure. Then he hits you with the Palpatine do it. It overall seems he enjoyed his time here. And then there's this guy. You know you made me cry. And honestly, I feel for this man right here. Yeah, this was probably just a little too hard. Sexy and I love it. Simple enough. Spit my mouth, please. There's a lot of these here. He forgot the in my mouth, so it just kind of looks like he's giving his mouth an order to spit. You spit in my mouth, please. Everyone just begging for spit in their mouths here. Hopefully they'll respond to the comments and actually spit in these gentlemen's mouths. Please spit a beach ball. Yeah, I don't know what this means. It sounds like some kind of phrase you'd use if you're just telling someone to fuck off. Get out of here, you jerk. Go spit a beach ball. I have no idea what it means, but it truly is a powerful phrase. And that's pretty much where this adventure ends. That's about it. So yeah. I know they say the Lord forgives all sins, even murder. But thanks to one man, my third eye has truly been opened to a very hard to swallow truth. That there's one sin so unforgivable that it sends the person straight to hell. It's React content. There is no forgiveness for React streamers. Those vile vermin that watch YouTube videos on Twitch, they're all bad people, downright evil with no exception. I remember in Star Wars they said only a Sith deals in absolutes. Well, not this time. Yesterday, a YouTuber and streamer named Dark Viper AU posted a 14-page document, which is the script for a video he's working on, all about how evil React content is, and it really heats up. This gets wild and wacky for the touchdown real quick. There's a whole section in here where he basically compares reactors to sexual abuse criminals and insinuates that they'd be likely to spike your drink at a party, take silence for consent, basically is comparing React content creators to rapists. Completely unironically, it's not some edgy joke or anything, it's posting cringe on main that he truly believes and defends in the comments when someone called him out for it. He really doubles down, puts his nuts on the table and says, yeah, reactors are likely to commit sexual abuse. He says it's hyperbole, but only slightly so. The difference between actively ignoring consent for financial gain is not so far removed from ignoring consent for sexual gratification. In his own document, he admits that he himself was a reactor. He is engaged in a lot of React content himself. So at one point, were you a rapist, Dark Viper? Were you likely to commit sexual abuse? In fact, I'd argue you were on the upper echelon of React content because you were doing media share nights where your community donated money for you to watch videos, as opposed to just watching videos that you wanted to share with people and reacting to those. You had people pay you to do it, and then you made money on top of that from the videos you'd post from it. So you were a super reactor. Of course, you don't do that anymore and you deleted all the videos, but at one point you did engage in the exact same content that you're coming out so heavily against right now, and then tried to make your own justifications for why you weren't the bad guy. It's an outrageous claim, obviously. However, he does make legitimate points in the document. It's overshadowed by this unhinged rant that he goes on. I am familiar with Dark Viper's content. In fact, I was a fan of Dark Viper. I'd seen his runs. I didn't really see too many of like his rant videos, but I did see his content from time to time, and he always struck me as someone pretty level-headed. In fact, recently, he made a video correcting something I talked about, which was how much money YouTubers make from short content. I got some of it wrong, and not on purpose, but I just didn't know what he knew. He was very knowledgeable in short content and made a whole video going over some very insightful stuff that was a learning experience for me and his audience. I thought it was a great video, very well done, and it was super disappointing to read something like this from him. Now, I'm called out by name multiple times throughout this document because obviously I do react content from time to time, 100%. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not trying to bury it in the past and hide it, pretend like I didn't, or try and justify it, because I'm not embarrassed of it. Look, I understand the stigma around React content, and I've always understood it. When I react to something, I'm constantly trying to either pause it and add something to it or interject comedy into it. I treat React content like Mystery Science Theater, where it is a transformative piece around the content. Now, of course, not every time is going to be a hit, which is why you'll find plenty of videos where I'm reacting to something like the downfall of Quibi, which comes from a great channel that I really like to watch, and I just got too engrossed in their storytelling and the way they presented it that I didn't add anything to it. So I ended up just kind of watching it with my community. Sure, and you know what? I didn't turn that into a video. I didn't do anything else with that. Ended up just really enjoying the video as it was presented without really being able to add too much to it. And yeah, I always feel guilty when something like that happens, but that's never the goal. Dark Viper's entire document here is about this belief that every reactor is doing it for financial gain and to fuck small channels. And the logic he uses to make these points is deeply flawed and isn't substantiated by any real evidence. It just feels like he pulls it out of his ass and its source, trust me bro, is he has an understanding of capitalism and the free market, and that's what he's using to base all of these claims on, even though it's not directly applicable to YouTube itself. So I just wanted to go over everything here right now. So even right away, his initial tweet going for the most extreme approach possible, all reactors are bad people, exploit others to benefit no one but themselves, collectively stolen millions of dollars from actual creators and have stopped countless thousands from having a career. I wonder how many small channels are out there shaking their fist right now like, damn you Pokimane, my channel died because you watched my video on your stream and said nice things about me. I had such a promising career as a YouTuber till you said nice things about my video on stream to your audience of 30,000 concurrent viewers. Now I'm fucking trashed. I'm ruined. And to be fair, that's not the exact point he's making. His point of how they're killing small channels is because they're taking eyes away from small channels to their own channel. So I guess a more apt comparison would be a small channel fucking flipping over their table like, fuck, I would have had 10 million views on this video if Pokimane didn't react to Jubilee, 6 atheists versus 1 Christian 5 days ago. Now my channel's fucked because she reacted and all the people went and watched that instead of watching my video essay on Dying Light's butthole physics. Now to show his point in the actual document, he goes on to describe how effortless it is to make React content, which he is absolutely in the right on. This is an inarguable truth. It takes significantly less time and effort to react to content than it does to create the content that's being reacted to. That's just blasting your ass with facts and logic 100%. Even when you're transforming the content, like, you know, for example, if I'm adding an extra 10 minutes worth of dialogue or even 20 minutes worth of like extra commentary on top of it, that's still significantly less work than actually went into that video that creates it. And he's totally right there. He then goes on to say how easy it is to pump out that content since it obviously takes less time and effort. They can make more of it, which means more React videos are being pumped into the YouTube atmosphere. And he's right there again. Look at someone like Sniper Wolf. She's able to do one a day, and she's making, I think, 700 million views a month or something. She is the biggest React channel online, like anywhere on the internet. And what's shocking about Dark Viper's document is she's not listed here by name. He only goes with Twitch streamers, even though Sniper Wolf does the same thing. So I found that to be weird because that would have been another great point here. But regardless, her absence isn't that big of a deal. It just serves to highlight that he is right. You can pump this out a lot quicker than fully original products. But the next part is where him and I differ greatly in our opinion here, and it is an opinion no matter how much Dark Viper wants to present it as a fact. He argues that this flood of React content takes from the finite pool of impressions, so it takes those eyeballs and puts it towards the React content as opposed to going towards the original content that they would have found elsewhere if the React content didn't exist. I'm skipping ahead just a bit because this part is also still part of the same umbrella claim. He says, if your content is good, then it will get exposure naturally, and so you don't need reactors. He's absolutely right, of course you don't need reactors, but he says if your content is good, it will naturally get exposure. Okay, based on what? Where's your evidence to support that claim? There are millions upon millions of channels, literally millions, that have made high-quality productions over the last decade that went nowhere, fell flat on their face, have less than hundreds of views. I know that because we've watched them on my stream before. I usually like to find more obscure content, and I've seen some great videos, huge production, less than 100 views, like 5 years old, the channel's dead now. And it had nothing to do with XQC watching my mom picks my next boyfriend for me or anything. It just has to do with the sheer volume of content on YouTube in general, where not all great productions are gonna find eyeballs. It's just a fucking lie, him saying that it's gonna naturally get exposure. You have no way of proving that, and if you do, I'd love to see it. How can you guarantee that by making high-quality productions, you're naturally going to blow up on YouTube? How can you say that? Can you prove it? The pillar of his whole point is there's so much React content that now all of those eyeballs are on the reactors and not on the original content. They have taken away from this finite pool of impressions. But you have no way of proving if that React content wasn't there, those eyeballs would go to that original content. Because it's the internet, it's YouTube, there's other places they could go to get entertainment. Let's say all of a sudden all of React content is gone. The people that watch the React content might just go watch fucking Netflix, might just go on Twitch and watch some gaming streams or something. There's no guarantee that now that the React content's gone, those eyeballs turn towards the small YouTubers. You can't prove that. So the claim is completely baseless. I know you drew this diagram, but there's no source here. You're just pulling this out of your ass. I would love to know where you got this data from, if you have that available, because in this graph, if the React content that controls the 30% here pulls out, that 30% doesn't automatically get distributed to the rest of the graph. Those eyeballs could just be gone. They could go to a different platform. Take, for example, when Mixer acquired Ninja and Shroud, they came with absolutely massive audiences, and when they'd stream on Mixer, they'd have that full audience there. They were tuned in. But when they left, those eyeballs left. They didn't get redistributed to the rest of Mixer. They just went to a different platform because what they were there for was gone. So were they. It could be the same on YouTube. I'm not saying it is. There's no way for you to prove that if the React content wasn't there, all of those eyeballs that they are occupying of that finite pool of impressions would be redistributed to the smaller creators. You have no way of proving it. Nobody really does. However, off the top of my head, I can think of multiple examples in times where React content has genuinely helped smaller creators like blow up their channel. My channel, I'm the perfect example of it. My channel literally got kickstarted because of Ray William Johnson reacting to my QWOP video in 2010. Without that happening, I probably wouldn't have this channel right now. I wouldn't be anywhere near the position I'm in right now if not for that reactor back then. So I'm the perfect example of that. Now, all cards on the table, I don't believe in exposure dollars. I don't believe by watching content there's a guaranteed viewer boost and all of a sudden that person's going to be a superstar and, pay people in exposure. It's all legitimate. Like, hey, I watched your video, so you can't be mad. No, I can truly understand when somebody doesn't like when someone reacts to their content. I get it. It's not like I'm fucking delusional. I understand it. And I totally sympathize when it's someone that doesn't add anything to it. And I'm guilty of it too. Like I mentioned, sometimes I just get lost in a great video and I end up just fucking sharing that video to the stream. Not on purpose. I planned on adding more to it, adding commentary, adding jokes to it, but sometimes I just get engrossed in it and I failed to deliver on my part of transforming it. I completely understand that perspective and agree with it. I get it. But I can, however, prove that multiple times channels I've reacted to have been very positive about it and their channel has grown exponentially as a result of it. I never like talking about these things because I never really like it to seem like I'm being, so full of myself. Like I'm a benevolent fucking reactor and I save channels and blow them up. Because I don't believe in that. I really, truly don't. But I would like to give you a couple of examples of times where channels we've reacted to, very small channels, have been able to turn it into a full-time career and it has really helped them grow. So a couple popped into my head immediately. The first one obviously being the sausage god, Ordinary Sausage. This man could turn anything into a sausage. He could take King Tut's mummified remains and make a banger sausage out of it. In 2020, during a YouTube night, one person in stream who was a fan of sausage recommended his content, and at the time, as you can see in this video, he had 3,000 subscribers. and the content was so good, so high quality, it was super fun, and I felt I added quite a bit to it with comedy throughout it to transform it, so I turned it into a video, and through that video, his channel really started to grow because people really liked his content, they really liked him, so they went to his channel got a lot of steam, and fast forward to 2022, he is now at 655,000 subscribers. It's become like his full-time passion, and we've become good friends. We've collaborated quite a few times over the years, and it's just always been a great time working together, and it all stemmed from just a reaction to his content, and people that may not have otherwise found him, and then he was able to make a career out of it. There's a chance that maybe the algorithm would have picked up sausage making for some reason. Sure, you could make that argument. Maybe the channel would have been successful without the reaction, but it's inarguable that it did help because after posting this video, his channel was soaring, absolutely exploding. He got like 100,000 subs in a month or something from 3,000 on the ground. So there was a real benefit there. And of course, this isn't the norm, but there is real positive impacts that do happen as a result of React content. And this is just a quick example. Another one that always pops into my head is slapping. Slap Fight Championship in particular, they were a small organization doing fun slapping content and really trying to take it to the next level. And I found them randomly during a YouTube night, and I loved it. Thought it was great. The creator of Slap Fight Championship, JT, reached out to me, was appreciative about it, and we became great friends and partners, working together to grow Slap Fight Championship into something fantastic. And fast forward to today, it's become the premier slapping league. It's recognized as like a legitimate sport. I don't know how much I can talk about, but I'm going to maybe, spoil the surprise a little bit maybe. A full-blown documentary coming out about Slap Fight Championship and all the incredible things going on over there, all stemming from just reacting to the content, which runs counter to what Dark Viper is saying in his document, where the reactors don't watch tiny content creators who can't catch a break. They find videos that are already doing well in the algorithm and are already successful, thus do not need their exposure. Reactors are not seeking out content to give it any sort of boost, seeking out content to bring themselves the maximum amount of profit for the least effort. So I just think this immediately runs against that, since the majority of content I watch and react to is small content like Ordinary Sausage, like Slap Fight Championship. Of course, sprinkled throughout there are some bigger content creators as well as organizations that I just appreciate the work of and think that they're fun. But the majority of it has always been the smaller creators. And of course, not always is that like reacting going to help them. In fact, I would argue that it's pretty rare for it to. But it is still against his point. I'm not reacting to things that are just going to bring the maximum amount of profit. That's not what I care about. I've never been a money-driven person. And to be put in this document where I'm compared to a fucking sexual abuse criminal, as well as just a money-hungry exploiter, he calls me an exploiter class, is outright disgusting. I'm watching these things and reacting to it because I think it's fun content that I can add to and have fun with and transform, so that way both the people who make the content would find it enjoyable, laugh with it, and have a good time, as well as the community that watched it with me. That is the drive for when I'm reacting to shit. He says that people only react to content that's doing well in the algorithm and that they were going to be successful on their own. Can you prove that to me, Dark Viper? Can you tell me that Ordinary Sausage before my reaction was going to be a 655,000 subscriber channel, closing in on 1 million? Dude's going to absolutely fucking crush it. Can you tell me that was 100% going to happen without me reacting to it? No. You can't. He wasn't in the algorithm at the time. There was just a fan who found him through, I think it was the Deep Into YouTube subreddit, if I remember correctly, and just thought it was fun content and shared it with me. It wasn't popping off in the algorithm. Neither was slapping. In fact, Slap Fight Championship has a huge problem with demonetization, and it never even makes it to the algorithm in the first place. I found it because I was already deep into the slapping rabbit hole and found it through that, not because it was going well in the algorithm. It's just, Dark Viper has a point that he can't possibly prove. There is no way he could accurately, with real evidence, show me that these channels were going to do extremely well without React content, or any channel for that matter is guaranteed exposure if they're making good content like he insinuates in his document. There's no way of proving that. However, I can show you examples, and this is only 2 of them, where React content wasn't dog shit and didn't hurt the channel that was being reacted to. Now, as I mentioned, I do fail sometimes where I just get too lost in the content where I didn't add anything to it, and I'm always embarrassed when that happens. I have a great example. There was a channel that I really enjoyed, and I watched their video on a dilapidated building that was for sale. It was a house, and it was one of the most confusing house tours of all time. It was this fucking labyrinth, a house of nightmares, and they had a great video going through all of it, and I watched it on stream. I'd already seen it before I watched it on stream as well, because I just wanted to show people and talk about it and like get really goofy with it and figure out what was going on with this house. But I ended up just getting too lost in the video because they presented it so well, and it was just such a great video. And the creator saw my reaction to it and was really disappointed. They didn't appreciate it, and I totally understood where they're coming from because I didn't really add anything to it. I didn't really react to it. So to them, it felt like I was just re-uploading their content on my stream. And I get that perspective, I really do, but that's never the goal. It's never supposed to be piggybacking off of someone else's hard work in order to do nothing for it and make money off it. I've never had that mentality, and I never will. And I really fucking hate that this whole document paints me in that light. It's just so disingenuous. And Dark Viper, I know you watched my content for a long time. Like I said, I know your channel. I used to see you talk about my shit. I remember you were critiquing my audio at one point because I used to have that low hum on my audio settings, and I remember you pointed it out in a video a long time ago. You used to watch my shit, and I have always reacted to content even since 2016. So you knew I was doing all of that, and you still enjoyed the content. Now all of a sudden you're coming in here and putting me on the same level as a fucking rapist, man. It's absolutely outrageous. There's still so many things I could point out in this document that are just blatantly wrong, such as this claim at the bottom. They will, of course, then upload this stolen content to their YouTube channels as well as further maximize profits that would otherwise, again, go to actual content creators. Hey, can I get a source on that? Can I get a prove that, buddy, please? Each of these creators earns on average $20 million a year on the back of unpaid writers and content creators. Hey, can I get a source on that one as well? Where the fuck is my 20 mil a year? What an outrageous number to pull right from your fucking dick hole there. 20 million a year. Is that really what you think I make on YouTube, Dark Viper? Holy shit. Your CPM must be crazy to think that I would make 20 mil in a year. Bro, half of my content has a giant fucking dildo in it that's 3 feet long. You really think I'm somehow making 20 million a year? I can't speak for Hassan, Pokimane, or XQC or anyone there, but I can tell you that this, just making this claim on average 20 mil a year is just so blatantly fucking wrong, it's laughable. And again, can I please get a source on the maximized profits that would otherwise, again, go to actual content creators? Can you prove that? Fuck, man, that'd be glorious. That average of 20 mil a year somehow going to the smaller content creators that would be unassociated with the React content, all of a sudden somehow that 20 mil is making it to them? Fuck, I'd love to see the osmosis process there somehow. So you're telling me if that React content is gone, all that 20 mil is now in a limbo just waiting for these small content creators all of a sudden, even if there's no crossover with the React content? That's incredible. Would love to just see the data here that you undoubtedly have to back up these claims. And especially on the 20 mil a year, because if that's true, man, I'm getting fucking ripped off. I'm not even close. I'm going to need to talk to somebody at YouTube because you've probably got the numbers right and YouTube's wrong, man. Another thing I'd like to point out is every time this whole React content debate comes up, the people that take the most offense to it and make the biggest stink about it are the people that aren't having a problem with people reacting to their content. I don't think there's this huge epidemic of people, you know, dressing in a black tank top and trying to steal Dark Viper AU's content by reacting to it minimally on stream or something. He's not really battling a bunch of reactors, at least not that I know of, maybe I'm wrong. But the people that do have their content reacted to, like the smaller channels and even some of the bigger channels, usually have a really positive response to it. They'll reach out and say thank you, or like, hey, glad you enjoyed the video, would love to talk about it maybe a little bit more. A lot of the friends I've made online have actually just come from me appreciating their content and reacting to it and talking about their content afterwards as a result of it. Like, it's always a weird dichotomy where the people that are the maddest are the ones that aren't even directly involved in the problem that they're talking about. Of course, that doesn't go for every channel, and that's totally fine, but in my experience and the experience of a lot of friends that I know that have also reacted to content, the majority of it's always been a really positive relationship between the creator that was reacted to and the person that was reacting to it. Because for me, what happens is it shows I like this person's content, I like what they're doing, and then now they know, hey, we have something in common, maybe we could be friends, maybe we could talk more, and it usually just leads to collaborations and getting to know each other all through just being appreciative of their content and being so happy about it to share it with others. Not everyone is in YouTube or online content creation for the maximum amount of money. Maybe it's different with Dark Viper, and that's why he's always so fixated on the money aspect of things. But for some content creators, even the small ones, they just like to see people enjoying their content from time to time. And to be exposed to a bigger audience like a fucking XQC watching your fan animation, they get excited. Even if it's like, hey, that's 70,000 people watching your content on XQC stream instead of yours, well, those 70,000 people may never have found that small channel in the first place, and now maybe some of them do go over there, and he mentions that as like trickle-down reactonomics or some shit like that. But for a lot of people, that is a net positive thing, where there could have been no one that ever found it in the first place. I don't think it's a really strong argument or anything, but it is still something worth noting. It's a real thing that does happen, as opposed to Dark Viper's claims of average of 20 million a year with these money-hungry sexual abusers. Like, at least with some of these things that, yeah, maybe I don't agree with all of them, and they're pretty weak points, like the, exposure dollar thing helping every channel. I don't always agree with that, but you can prove on a case-by-case basis it does. Whereas in Viper's case, he doesn't present any real evidence for these claims. At least not that I saw in this document. Maybe he has some in the back burner. But nothing he proves shows that the reaction, like the reactors and their content, are taking eyeballs away from other content creators online that have nothing to do with that space. Like, there's nothing that shows me that he is correct, that if these reactors were gone, small channels would be flourishing right now. Him saying with a straight face that if you make good content, you will naturally get exposure is just silly. That's so naive. It's just not the reality of it. You can make the best content in the world and it could go nowhere if the algorithm doesn't pick it up, or if you just don't get lucky, you're in at the bad time. Like, there's so many factors. You are not guaranteed exposure just for making good content, and that's what Dark Viper seems to want you to believe in his document. Again, there was nothing in there that showed me that those eyeballs that are occupying React content would then switch to non-React content if it was gone. Yes, there is a finite amount of impressions that can go around. Nothing is infinite. And yes, some of those are on the React content, but if it wasn't there, that's not saying that they are all of a sudden going to the other content elsewhere. There is nothing that he has presented in this document that shows that. But on the other side of this coin, you can show that there are the cases where React content help channels blow up, maintain an audience. Even with his trickle-down reactonomics that he seems to hate so much, you can at least prove that that exists. Because some of the channels that XQC has reacted to, those channels have maintained like an audience from XQC. It's not, of course, the full 70,000, maybe only a fraction of that, but it's still more than they had pre that reaction. So it's given them some kind of extra steam, even if it's not great, that they might not have had otherwise. Maybe they would have. Again, you can't prove that, Dark Viper, and no one can, but it is inarguable that they did get a little extra audience that has now stuck around. They now have a juicer fan base that is stuck around because they enjoyed what they saw when they watched it with XQC, and some of those channels do have more of an audience now. You can prove it. So yeah, this document was really upsetting to read, especially as someone that does know Dark Viper's content. And again, he bases every single one of his claims off no real evidence, just his understanding of the market and capitalism, but it doesn't apply to YouTube. If his graph is right, let's just assume he got everything right. React content has 30% of the eyes while everything else is getting scraps. If that 30% is gone, there is no guarantee that that 30% that is now gone from the React channels goes to the other creators, because they could just go somewhere else or turn off the computer and go do something else. It's not exactly like the market when it comes to just watching fucking videos. They might be there for Pokimane reacts, and when Pokimane stops reacting, they don't go watch anything else. They just go do something else off of YouTube. It just doesn't apply. But maybe Dark Viper has this incredible data that just throws everything for a loop that just wasn't in this document, and I would love to see it. But regardless of whatever data he has, this is a truly disgusting thing to do at the end of it, where he claims that reactors are on the same level as a sexual abuse criminal who would spike someone's drink and whatever other disgusting shit he said, and all reactors are bad people. Fucking silly. That's about it. See ya. There's a video that came out a couple months ago that I still think about pretty often. I believe it's one of the most important moments in rock and roll history. It's when the lead singer of a band called Brass Against invited a fan from the crowd onto the stage so she could piss on his face. And it wasn't like a polite piss. This was like aggressive, like trying to fucking like pierce a hole through his skull with urine. Like how they have those cutting tools that use like hyper beams of water to cut through steel. That's what she was doing with her piss stream on this man's face. And it lasted for like 25 straight seconds. And he had to come up for air once and then spit some of the excess urine out because he was very close to just drowning on stage. It was an amazing moment, and the guy couldn't have been happier. After this like tinkle juice explosion onto his mouth, he started like pumping his fist. He even grabbed some of the pee-pee and threw it on the crowd like it was a bouquet of flowers. It was just fucking crazy. And when he was spitting some of the urine out from the floor, it looked like when LeBron James claps his hands together and like the powder dust goes everywhere. That's what that dude did with his mouth. It was fucking crazy. I found a censored version of the clip that's on YouTube, so I assume it's okay to show you. This actually got brought up by Twitch chat a couple days ago, which made me just want to make a video about it. So I'm going to show you the actual clip and then show you when I was talking about it on Twitch, because that led to a whole big discussion. Not a news story, but do you see the video of Brass Against lead singer Sophie Arista pissing on some dude's face live on stage? Yeah. That's an old one. I wish I could show that on Twitch. It's fucking awesome. Some dude in the crowd apparently said, "Pee on my face," and she was talking about how she had to take a piss. So she invited the dude on stage. He laid down. She squatted over him and literally just blasted the man with urine. And I mean like a 30-35 second stream of straight water pressure washing this dude's mouth. He had to come up for air once during it. I think even he was surprised by the volume of piss. But he was happy about it. He even picked up some afterwards and threw it at the crowd. So yeah, it was a good time for everyone, I guess. That's disgusting. Where can I find the video? Just type in Brass Against. It's like the only thing they're known for. I've never heard of them until that. You just fucking waterboarded the guy. That man got baptized. Yeah. They did the ending song in The Matrix Resurrections. That's poetic. A band that's known for just pissing on a dude's face doing the ending theme to a movie that was garbage like Matrix Resurrections. You probably swallow more piss in a public swimming pool, so what's the big deal? Even if that's true, A, I don't know how many people are going to public swimming pools, and B, there's a difference between just like background urine swallowing, like in a pool, and getting like actual from the source urine right in your fucking face. Like at least in a pool it's diluted, and there's like chlorine or salt water or something. After Sophia apologized for it, there were still fans demanding her, saying she's defending her, saying she's a rock star and it was the most punk rock thing they've ever seen. I wish she didn't apologize. The dude asked for it. Why is she apologizing? The dude should apologize for throwing piss on the crowd, but not her. She didn't do anything wrong. The guy said, "Hey, pee on me." She's like, "Bet." R. Kelly did it first. True. He even spit out. He was drowning. She was literally drowning this man on stage. Yes. I wasn't kidding. It was an extremely powerful and long stream. I wish I could show the video. I watched that fucking thing like 6 times. I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought it was a magic trick. Like, you guys remember when Gearbox CEO was outed for loving, like, water sports or something? I don't even remember. Like, the Gearbox CEO used to watch a lot of squirting porn, and his defense was, "I always wanted to know how they did it. I thought it was like magic, because I have a magic background." Here, hold on, before I misquote the guy. Randy Pitchford, yeah, it was when he left his USB stick of porn at the medieval times. I made a video on this a while ago. This is a safe source. Dude saved all his porn on a USB stick like he was 90 years old or some shit. Left it at medieval times like he was 90 years old or some shit. And then they went through it and there was a lot of squirting from cam models. And his defense was like, "I grew up in the magic industry. So when these girls were squirting, I had to figure out how they were doing it. Because it wasn't natural. I knew it was some kind of trick. So I'd study it, which is why I downloaded the videos in order to figure out how they did it." And that's the same impression I got watching Brass Against lead singer piss on that man's face. Oh, here it is. They called them magic tricks. Did he ever find out the secret of squirting? I don't know, man. We never got the closure. Why did he get sued? Because he likes piss. Yeah, they tried to take him to court over his piss fetish. I don't remember, man. It was something big. I think this was it. There's claims of like fraudulent activity or something, like he was accepting unlawful bonuses or some shit. I don't fucking remember. The only thing that I ever cared about was that he loved squirting so much that he'd download it to try and figure out the magic trick. I don't remember what the fuck he was sued for. Gearbox is trash. They got really lucky with Borderlands. It's the only good series or good game they've ever made. So it's not like I'm a big Pitchford guy, and I only really cared about this portion. The YouTuber lawsuit tier list? Who else is in a legal battle right? Oh, that was dangerous. I forgot what I googled for a second. Gearbox squirt porn. Woo! We flew a little close to the sun there. God damn. Don't let anyone say I don't take risks. People who spoon with professional cuddlers for their first time.
One-on-one platonic cuddle sessions where I actually just cuddle with people.
Yeah, well, that looks platonic.
Humor is a big part of what I do here.
Ignore the wet spot on Grandma Ruth's pants there. You may need to change your diaper, Samantha. Your cuddling is too good, too professional.
People to be able to laugh, to cry, to bond this connection. You will begin to increase your memory, your learning.
This is an odd 69.
It'll increase your immune system. It'll decrease your even being close and feeling accepted, looking into someone's eyes.
That's the making of a
without that judgment and
psychopath.
shame. It's a beautiful experience.
Ha ha ha! I love Nickelodeon Bible Man. Ha ha!
In professional
Keep
cuddling,
cuddling
we
me,
actually
Samantha.
use
That's what I'm
80
paying you for.
different poses. Cloak is where you just lay directly on top of the other person.
That's not cloaking, that's pegging.
Really
I've seen this.
Someone who's an overthinker, someone who.
And we are going to dive right into it. She is going to show me some cuddle
This
positions.
honestly looks like it's about to be a porno.
A good one to start with. Right,
Yeah, this
so
camera angle. It's like ingrained in me now to expect the clothes to come off.
Our photographer is actually kind of stressed out. I think he needs a hug. So, Dave, why don't you come over here?
Hey, Dave, just get in the middle of us here and...
Take my place.
Oh, Dave, this isn't sexual. Dave! Boner, no, come on, Dave. It's cuddling.
With these positions?
A lot of them came from us, yeah. When I was writing the book, I had a cuddle book concept party where all my friends came. I was writing the book, I had a...
What the fuck is that position? It's right out of the Kama Sutra. I already know what that one's called. It's not called the Tarantino. That's called the cowgirl.
How's that?
Backdoor 69er, not bad.
So your team...
You want to try the alligator?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're going to lay on your side.
Yeah.
Knees bent or...
Alright, now put your legs over your head, Dave. I'm gonna put my head under your scrotum and blow on your butthole.
On your side.
Just like an alligator.
And then I'm going to have you raise up your top leg. You're the alligator.
Oh.
And I'm the salmon.
I wasn't far off.
And then you can rest your leg on me.
Okay, this seems like...
That looks pretty cool. Tiana, you ever hear of the alligator?
No experience. The weirdest...
Hit him with the alligator. The surprise alligator cuddle gets him going every time.
Here, can you lean your head back here?
Oh.
Yeah. Hand on your
Yeah.
chest and stomach. Okay.
Mind if I honk those tits?
Come
Yeah.
up here.
Some people have had all the touch that they need growing up. And so what's strange
Some people
is
have had
that
too
when
much
we were
touch.
kids in recess or in the sandbox,
Little
we could just grab
over-anxious
our
uncle,
friends
huh?
and hold hands and
They
hug.
probably won't be paying for the
And
cuddling
where does that
service.
end? Like, what
Is one thing, it's spooning, but actually I consider that quite an advanced cuddle position. So on this page,
This is a
are
level
different
5 cuddle
positions, and on
position,
this
the
page
raid
two,
boss of cuddling.
You're going to see actual
It's where I put you in a
activities
full
that you can
Nelson
do.
and tickle your back.
Okay, it is a oath of mine.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, this guy's gonna get so hard.
Enveloping you in my
He's thinking about it.
2,
Think of
3,
garbage.
4, I
Think of
declare
smelly
no
farts.
more.
Please don't get
I
hard,
do
not
this
on
so
camera.
often that I feel bad.
This guy was doing it for research, but now I think he's gonna be a lifelong
Not
client.
as much.
So I was gonna say relax with a stranger, but what really is a stranger?
if I could just
Marry
sleep in
me.
here, is it
Okay,
okay? You don't have to move at all.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
okay?
oh, it's more than okay, Gene.
So this I consider more advanced. And you can hold me, like you can put your arms
So I
around
can-
me.
I can do
yes,
that?
yeah.
Oh, it's love. It's love.
Definitely
Yeah.
tune into your breathing because this is a lot more intimate.
Anybody ever gotten an erection at a workshop or a private
Oh, hey,
session?
I just said that.
Yes, absolutely. One
What
time
cuddle
I had a
position do we
private
use for
session
erections?
and
One of
we were
these?
spooning,
That's a
and it
level
became
6
very
cuddle for sure, huh?
Because he was spooning behind me, that he was becoming aroused. So what do? We talk about it. So we sat up and discussed. I know.
That's what I want to talk about, my premature
And
ejaculation.
we decided shift what you're thinking about to bring it from
Or if you're good looking enough, maybe I'll give you a happy ending.
What'd you say to your...
I love in the beginning, he's like, yeah, you know, I probably won't like it, it's just for research.
Communication that you had with me.
And now he's already signed up for a
and
year long.
I felt comfortable.
This 60,000 a year being a professional cuddler. Hey, you fucking idiots. What, you guys can't make 60,000 a year? Just cuddle. Come on. God, everyone wants to complain like, hey, I can't get a job and I finished college. Okay, have you tried making fursuits? No. Okay. How about being a cuddler? No. Then you're a fucking idiot.
So you know that nothing sexual happens here. Everything is platonic.
Yeah, he'd
it's
hate sexual
intimate.
stuff.
And also, I want to know,
Yeah,
are
nothing
your
sexual,
clothes
please.
freshly laundered? You're wearing clean socks?
Please,
shirt,
no,
clean
nothing
hair?
sexual. No,
Pretty clean
no.
clothes, yeah.
No.
Okay, excellent,
Come on, no.
excellent.
All right.
So how does it feel for you to be just
Guideline.
Rip at the nipples a little bit. Little nipple tweaking action. Yep, get in there. And then milk those bad boys. 80 an hour, I better get some stimulation out of it.
1001? Oxytocin. That feels amazing for so many reasons. Everybody's
That huge masculinity wall broke down real hard, as it always does.
Have physical contact with people. They start getting isolated.
Now they're patty caking and spooning.
For me, the day-to-day submissive role is me basically being available.
Are you making me a cup of tea?
There's no pretending.
Man, I've never seen someone look more like Twitch chat in the real world quite like this guy. Yeah, sometimes when I have to spit, I'll just ask him to come over and I spit on him. Because I don't want it to hit the floor.
We're a pretty normal couple every single day, to be honest.
We don't even
There's
use
just,
toilet paper, I just
you know,
wipe my
certain
ass with his
aspects
face.
that I'm sure actually more. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh my god, does he get cucked too?
We
This guy looks like he's out here ready to play Guitar Hero 3.
Natural.
Was the tier 3 sub worth it, buddy?
Making a lot out of it.
Did you expect this?
Seeing this. I enjoy giving people an amazing experience.
Why is that
actually already
pleasurable?
Gotten pretty passionate about rope when we met.
He's just tied up by
He
rope.
talked and talked and talked and talked like this.
He's really convinced himself that rope is cool.
For a few minutes, even before. Looks like he looked like a nerd that got lost in the goth club. And I mean,
You said that right to his face. My man's
number one.
sensitive.
Like, let's start there.
He may like getting stepped on, but he doesn't like to be personally insulted like that. He's not a nerd. Kane do Kai. Oh, wait. Wow. I see. It's not Kane do Kai. It's Kane do Kai. Because it's Kane martial arts. I see. Ah. Perhaps I have been watching too much anime. Oh, this is pretty fucking intense. You got the force lightning coming off of the cane. Good lord, look at him go. He's like Ip Man out here. Wow. This is Kane-Do pushed to its limits, and that camera is way too expensive for this production. Rollin' with the Raven. GCM Robena Rollin' with the Raven freestyle. I don't know what that means. What is Rollin' with the Raven? That sounds like the title to a Limp Bizkit song. Damn, Jesus, Joe, holy shit. It's pretty cool. It's like when those military guys spin their guns around as part of like a, I don't know, interpretive dance or whatever. This is Joe's version of that, but with a far deadlier weapon with that cane.
You're the bad guy and you're coming. This is what you have.
Oh god, Jesus, Joe, fuck.
Coming at you.
What
Right?
the
So
fuck is that?
It's kind of like a three-dimensional airplane.
Is this guy even
propeller that's
human?
Coming at you.
They're out here to purge. Yeah, baby. Boo! I don't even know what that is. French fries? Oh god. Damn, that's rough. She definitely broke her ass. That's not bad, okay. Fucking turbo croissant. Not bad, alright. Carl Weezer out here going in. Boo! Sports. Ew, gross. Notice how no one's cheering for Sportsmobile. They're cheating, that's a golf cart. What are the rules here? Wow. They actually set that fucking thing on fire. I can respect that, alright. Amping up the danger. They put little explosives in it so it goes over the finish line and just detonates. What the fuck is happening? I don't, what is this guy on the four-wheeler trying to do? Is this the guy that's supposed to put out the fire? Because I wouldn't trust him for shit. He couldn't even drive a four-wheeler straight. Oh, Pickle Rick! Morty, I've turned myself into a soapbox. Oh, goddamn. Oh, that wheel got real fucked. Holy shit. Hey, a foot fetish mobile. Yeah, baby! What are they throwing out? OnlyFans business cards or something? What is that? Ah, Tomater! This man was probably copyright struck by Disney. Orgasming is a lot like hentai. In fact, most experts agree you can't have one without the other. Now today we're going to learn how you can achieve a full-body orgasm through the simple act of hugging. The Tantra experts here are about to break it down for us, but please be careful with this newfound power you're about to have. You don't want to go in for like a Thanksgiving or a family occasion, give your grandma a hug, and all of a sudden she's having a fucking thunderous orgasm. You gotta be careful here. But please, turn your attention to the experts. Let's learn.
Hi, I'm Melanie.
And I'm Scotty O.
With Ecstatic Hearts Tantra.
I love that name, Scotty O. That's some jackass shit right there. Steve-O's cousin. It's like the name of someone from a mid-90s hip-hop group. You got, you know, Buzzsaw McZ and Scotty O on the mic dropping some fat bars. But instead of rapping, this Scotty O is an orgasm expert.
And we just want to share that there are many ways to orgasm. You don't actually have to be having sex. You can orgasm just from hugging.
The way she's constantly like moving her eyebrows and like doing weird facial expressions, it's like an NPC overacting in like a Bethesda game. It's alarming. And she looks like fucking animatronic or something in this. Like I don't trust someone who's doing things like this to try and convince me that their healing crystal's going to increase my penis size and shit like that. That looks real to me, I'm convinced. Teach me how to do this. I want to be like fucking Kenshiro here, but with orgasms. I go up to a girl, give her a hug, and then I just say, you've already come. And then all of a sudden she just breaks into like a huge orgasm.
Everything can be a trigger for orgasm. The ears, the neck, the heart, the boobs, touching your body all over. Eating can be orgasm.
Scotty O looks like he's about to break into an orgasm right now just hearing about these things. Looks like he's about to blow a load in his pants. Calm down there, Melanie. He can only handle so much. Scotty O is making me feel like I've been orgasming wrong my whole life. I don't break out into like caveman growls like I'm doing death metal vocals. Like he's doing in here. So perhaps maybe my orgasms aren't as powerful as his hugging orgasms, but god damn it, did that sound fucking crazy. I also love the way they're like gyrating around like they're on a plane hitting turbulence or like both on a riding lawnmower. That did look like a pretty fucking wild orgasm, I'm not gonna lie.
And there, even within that, there's different levels of orgasm. So
like a wave.
Like the hug we just did was a very low-level orgasm. It's an orgasm, and it's still just about as good as most people's sex.
Well, I hope you've all learned a thing or two about this. You don't need to have sex to have an orgasm. When you really become one with the spiritual chakra of the world and sex itself, you too can achieve an orgasm through a simple high five. Bang, all of a sudden come in your pants. So please just take this lesson, use it wisely, and I can't wait to hear about how you've become the sex god like these two have achieved. See ya.